gonna just start. Hopefully you can see my legs. That's good. I'm just gonna put my screen down a little bit. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the idea of this is I'm gonna just start to kind of go from toe to head essentially today. You don't need any equipment or anything like that. So the idea is to kind of load the tissues up, prepare the joints and stuff like that. So this is what we kind of consider not so glamorous movements essentially. Will, I'm just gonna mute you, buddy. There it is. And Sam as well. I've got you, Sam. Okay, so all we're gonna start off with is just nice and simple. You're gonna sit into the laces of your feet and you're gonna pull the hips into the heels. Now your legs don't have to be close together, okay? And if this is too uncomfortable, you can always put your hands on the ground like so, okay? But if it is okay, all I want to do is just kind of pulse a little bit. So just starting to open the shins a little bit, trying to load the knees up. And if this is comfortable, we're gonna just start to shift a little side to side as well, okay? So the idea is we wanna load the tendons in your knees and ankles up a little bit and starting to kind of just prepare the tissues and the joints up a little bit as well. Now this should be fairly, kind of straightforward and easy, okay? If you do have any issues in the knees or really tight quads, you will feel this, okay? So again, don't be scared to kind of put your hands on the ground. Ground is our best friend. From here, the not so easy part is going to be tucking the balls of our feet underneath us. Now, if you wear, shoes all the time and that sort of thing, this might be a little bit difficult, but just get your hands and you want to sweep your hands and make sure that pinky is not being crushed, okay? So both sides. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, mate.
Just put yourself in mute and so I can see here, that's good. So from here, we're into balls of our feet, and I want you to just kind of, again, get that hip back towards the heels. Now, if this is too hard, again, you can take that ground option and you can just rock forwards and backwards, okay? But if it's okay, you're gonna just simply sit back and forwards. Again, the idea is to start to load the feet, okay? So the balls of our feet and things like that. So whether you're doing a lot of stand-up or whether you be on the ground and stuff like that, okay? Obviously, your feet are super important. And because we wear shoes all the time, we're on our feet all the time, people normally tend to have a really tight calf and that really affects the ankles essentially. So this may not be comfortable. Now from here, what we're actually going to do is, let's say our left hand is gonna come around. You can see the heel of my hand is gonna push into one feet. And what I want to do with the spare hand is just point down. Now look at my hips. I'm going to squeeze the hips forward. I'm gonna just point down. So I'm gonna load that guy up a little bit more. I'm gonna sit back onto the heels. I'm gonna go to the other side, boom, and I'm gonna point down. So the idea here is I'm just pushing straight into the heels. So my feet are being crushed into the ground a little bit. My hips are coming up off the heels as well. So I'm using my butt, nice and simple. Okay, and just keep that going for me. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do the same thing, but as you push down and as you bring the hips up, what this spare hand's going to do, guys, is it's going to come around. You're gonna look at the fingers and you're going to just look at whether you can touch the wall behind you and then sit back. But it's really important we keep the butt on, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna just dump into the lower back and you don't wanna feel this in the lower back. So we'll go together, here we go, okay? So push into the heels. You're going to look at that finger. You're gonna reach back. You're gonna hold the back position for 1,000. 2,000, slowly come back, and we'll go to the other side. So again, push down. You're going to look at that finger, reach back, glutes are on for 1,000, 2,000. Sitting back, let's go again. So again, nice big circle, okay? Really drive the hips up, guys, okay? So drive the hips forward, so glutes are coming into play. Look at that hand, pause for 2, then come back. And again, one more time. Okay, so push into the heels, butt comes off, really push that hip forward as the hands go back and over. Hold for 1,000, 2,000, slowly back and rest. Okay, shins, okay, laces down and just pulse a little bit, just kind of get blood back in there. From here, we're gonna just kind of go onto the wrist a little bit because obviously you'll spend a little bit of time on the ground, okay, doing these movements, but also it's just, one of those, as I said at the start, there's non-negotiable movements for the hands, whether it be striking, whether it be grappling, okay, you're gonna obviously rely a lot on the hands. So a couple of rules that I want to have is like the index finger is going to be pointing straight up, like or straight ahead, not in to start off with, okay? From there, the pinky, fan your fingers out as much as possible. So it's here and fan it as much as possible. You're going to place them onto the ground, okay, about shoulder width apart. From here, you're going to grab the ground with your fingertips. So your fingers are what we call active. I want you to fall forward as far forward as possible, keeping your elbows locked. and then boom, backwards. So from the side, what that would look like, guys, is we're gonna just rock forwards and backwards. Don't let the heel of your palm come off the ground. This is very simple. If you notice my shoulders, I am not doing this, okay? I'm pushing the ground away, so I may actually look like my back is rounded. Now, if this feels good, we're gonna go into one big circle, one way, and then one big circle the other way. Okay, so again, you really want to get into those nooks and crannies you otherwise would never get into, okay? And it is going to be a little bit uncomfortable in those corners. So don't skip any corners. Make sure you have that even weight distribution throughout these circles. Okay, so from here, my fingers were forward. All I'm going to do is turn my fingers to the side, okay? If you notice my hands are a little bit close together as well, I'm going to push the ground away from me, and I'm just going to simply rock side to side here. Okay, so again, avoid this sort of thing happening. So you want your shoulders to be as far away from your ears as possible, guys. Okay, from here, we're going to put those fingers back towards the knees, back towards the knees. And then what I want to do is, if it's okay, you're going to actually walk your knees back under your hips a little bit, push the ground away. Naturally, your elbows are going to be locked. You're going to look to sit back onto those heels without letting the heel of the palm come off the ground, and then back forward. So as you sit back, you will start to open the front of the forearms up. And then as you come forward, it'll be a little bit easier. So just rocking forwards and backwards at your own pace. Remember, you're not trying to set PB, so it's not about trying to go fast. Okay, so what I want to do this time, guys, okay, is if you look at my elbows, I'm gonna bring my knees a little bit closer to me. Okay, from here, I will allow you to bend your elbows and allow your heel of your palm to come off the ground, but the fingers push into the ground. This is what it's going to look like. As I fall forward, I'm going to peel the heel of the palm off. I'm going to pause there, and then boom, I'm going to lock it out and push the ground away from me as big as possible. We're going to do that 4 more times. Here we go. Elbows come back towards your hips or the wall behind you. Pause there, and boom, push into the ground. And again, really, you're trying to get into the hands, push the ground away. Okay, that knuckle area does not come off. Okay, fingers are pushing into the ground. Boom, push the ground away. Elbows come back and push the ground away. Back it off, just shake it off. Okay, that was the easy part. So this looks a little bit dodgy, okay, but it'll be okay. We'll do it one at a time. So the hands, I want to see the back of the palm on the ground like so. And then look at this, we're going to look to lock the elbows out. And then if it's okay, we'll go to the other side as well. Okay, so in this position, notice my hands are really close to my legs. Okay, so I'm not like really far out. Okay, so make it easy to start off with. But the key thing here is boom, pushing the ground away. Now, if it's okay, as you fall, you're going to fall forward a little bit. And this should be actually very comfortable. But as you sit back, you start to close that joint, that's when it gets a little bit uncomfortable. So again, we're gonna just rock forwards and backwards at your own pace a little bit and just start to create some awareness of, you know, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. You never wanna be going towards that pain, okay? Discomfort, for sure. This is not easy. It's not gonna feel nice, but it shouldn't be painful. Now from here, what I want to do is I want to just sit back a little bit so you feel a tiny bit, maybe about 10%. You're gonna keep your elbows locked if possible. And for those grapplers out here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze those fingers as much as possible. We're gonna hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 3 more times. And again, squeeze those fingers. Try to get that pinky in as well. Don't bend the elbows, Sam. Lock the elbows out. 3, 2, 1. Release. Squeeze again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Last one. Big squeeze of the fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow release. Slowly back it off and shake it off. All right. So that's the wrist and the feet taken care of, right? So we're going to start to kind of just go back down to the hips a little bit. So this will be pretty simple, straightforward. All we're going to do is just some basic movements to start off with, and we'll kind of build on this week on week, okay? So this is a simple movement called like runner's lunge. Most of you guys would have done this in some shape or form. All we're going to do is one knee up, one knee down. So I'll do it on the other side so you can see better. Boom, okay? Now from here, the hands are on the inside of the feet, not the outside, the inside. It's really important you're going to hug the knee to your arms, okay? Now from here, you're going to curl the back toe and lift the back knee up off the ground. And what I want you to do is you're gonna just rock forwards and backwards here. Now this should be fairly easy, okay? Now what's gonna happen here is there's a lot of females in this class, which is cool. So you guys are gonna be a little bit flexy compared to the men. So what I want you to make sure, guys, is you gotta have your glutes on a lot more, okay? So you gotta be nice and solid. So I want you to find that halfway point. So make any micro adjustments if you need to, but technically you should be able to take your hands off, yeah? So from here, what I want you to do is the hand closest to the shin, you're gonna drop the elbow towards the ground, okay? The hand that's closest to the front leg, and hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Look at this. You're going to draw the elbows back to the ceiling, push the ground away, and you're going to reach to the ceiling as much as possible for 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Elbows down. 3, 2, 1. Elbows nice and high. Reach to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. And down again. 3, 2, 1. Elbows nice and high. Then reach to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Drop it for 3, 2, 1. Nice and high. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Nice and high. 3, 2, 1. Back knee down. We'll change sides. So one knee up, one knee down. Both hands in line with the front feet. Okay, we'll curl the back toe, lift the back knee off. Rock forwards and backwards. Let the hips know what's about to happen. Find that 50-50 weight distribution if you've got it. Now from here, pause. And you're going to drop the elbow towards the front leg for 3, 2, 1. Rotate, reach the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Drop it for 3, 2, 1. Nice and tall. 3, 2, 1. We're going to keep doing this, guys. Make sure the back knee is not bent. It's trying to be straight as possible. Okay, reach up. 3, 2, 1. Drop it for second last one. 3, 2, 1. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Nice and high. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back knee down. Cool. Just give me this if that was okay, so I can see it. Beautiful. You guys still alive. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to start to kind of look at the thighs a little bit. Okay, so what I want you to do is just kind of sit where you are for now. You'll need to stand up eventually. I want you to just kind of have the feet pointed forward. Okay, and feet are going to be nice and wide. The only thing I want you to bear in mind at the moment, guys, okay, if we go too wide, our knees will collapse in. If our legs are too narrow, then we can't really load the legs up either. So let's stand up, and I want you to kind of be in a position. Your toes are going to face forward. Okay, so they're not going to flare out. Okay, now from here, I want you to hinge at the hips. So you're going to push the hips back towards the wall behind you. You're going to bend one knee, and you're just going to sit on one side. The key thing here is to have the both weights on the heels. So I don't want to see this position here. I want to see that butt out. Think Kim Kardashian right now, okay? Just pause there, okay? So we're here. Now, imagine the sit bones. They're going to stay down to the ground. You're going to slowly slide, and you're going to feel all that goodness in the thigh, and hold it here. And make sure you squeeze the quads on this leg, the straight leg, okay? Here we go. We're going to slide to the other side. Boom. Slide to the other side. So these are what we call Cossack squats, okay? Boom. Don't ask me why Cossack. Okay, just slow control. Notice that the feet are not turning out to the sides. They're still facing forward. Okay, if you can see your own screen, make sure the shoulders are nice and square as well and the hips are square. So, you know, we're not twisting to the side kind of thing. Okay, just keep sliding side to side for me. And imagine the hips are going to drop towards the ground here, guys. Okay, and the chest is proud. We've got 2 more. All right, so back to the start. What's going to happen here, guys? Look at my toes. I'm going to look to lift up, toes come up. Now, if you need to have your hands on the ground, that's okay. But ideally, you want to make sure the heels are on the ground. So I don't want to see this. Okay, see how this heel is coming off? I want it, boom. So even if that means your ass is up in the air, that's cool. Okay, but we want to see this happen. From there, you're going to plant that leg, slowly slide to the other side. Toes come up to the ceiling. You're going to sit down. Boom. Notice if you're going too wide, you're not going to be stable, guys. So again, to the side, roll out. You can put your hands in front of you as a little balance here, guys. Boom. So again, the idea here is we're trying to create strength in those awkward places and those tissues, which are really, really important. Now, these are the tissues that, you know, normally people damage, right? So, you know, normal tears, strains, that sort of thing normally happen in these areas. So it's really important, slow and controlled. Okay, so make sure the heels are on the ground. Keep it going. We've got 2 more after this. Boom. Boom. All right, back in the middle and knees on the ground. Give me this so I know you guys are live. Beautiful, cool. So from here, we're gonna look into kind of load the elbows, the wrists, and the shoulders, okay? But we need to kind of get that backside working at the same time. These are called tabletop, and I'm gonna kind of build it up in a way that obviously, you know, I can see everybody doing this, you know, hopefully well, and then I can go to a little bit harder variation. The idea here, guys, okay, again, whether it be grappling, whether it be striking, you know, we're only strong as our weakest link, right? So the elbows, then up the chain to the elbows, then to the shoulders. A lot of pain that we have in the shoulders, okay, are normally caused because something else is kind of like basically given up, right? So all I want you to kind of do here is, this is a simple variation. You're gonna sit on your butt, and I wanna see you guys sideways, so like the way I am. You're going to have your fingers pointed back behind you. Again, fingers are nice and wide, right, to increase the surface area. Your elbows are always locked, and look at this. You're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades and push the ground away, and you're gonna load the heels up. Your knees are gonna drive forward, and I want you to stay up here. But look at this, you're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades and reach the hips and the chest to the ceiling, okay? So you're going to hold that position, come down for me, okay? You're gonna hold that position for 10 seconds, okay? So all I wanna see is, when I say now, ready? Squeeze the shoulders, push the ground away, lift the hips up. I'm gonna hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Eyes are on the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly down. Beautiful. Now, if anybody felt that on the elbow joint, okay, if you already have tight biceps, be careful. Make sure you load the legs up more. So what I mean by that is this. We have this tendency of doing this. So see how my shoulders are over the fingers? Make sure you go forward to create the more space in the shoulders, okay? So this is what we're gonna do, guys. You're gonna have the same hands, okay, wider than the hips, and now you can see it's actually outside my hips. What I wanna see here is legs a little bit wide, and for now, the knees can be bent a little bit. You're gonna use your tummy, and you're gonna use your shoulder strength to bring the butt up off the ground. Okay, now just watch me first. I'm gonna get you to hold this position for 3 seconds, and then look at this, butt doesn't touch the ground. You're going to drive forward, and you're gonna show me coming up tabletop for 3 seconds. When I say come down, keep pushing the ground away, boom, hips go back. Cool? We're gonna do this for 5 reps. Okay, so I'm gonna go face you guys, but I want it to be where you are. All right, so push the ground away, butt comes off. We're gonna hold this position for 3, 2, 1. Drive your knees forward, squeeze the shoulders, hold this for 3, 2, 1. Let's go down again. Keep the butt off, 3, 2, 1. Drive up, 3, 2, 1. Nice, down. Keep it going, 3, 2, 1. Drive up, squeeze the butt, 3, 2, 1. And butt comes through, hold it, 3, 2, 1. Butt comes up. Now squeeze the butt, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest up, and butt down through the hands. Use your abs, keep pushing the ground away. This is the last rep, 3, 2, 1. Hips come up, 3, 2, 1, and down. Joyce, that is amazing. That dog is all over. Cool. Was that okay? Beautiful. So we've just kind of prepped the shoulders up a little bit and the hands, okay? So all we're gonna get into is just a nice and basic, okay, movement at the hips and shoulders. So this requires a little bit of coordination, okay? And hopefully it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna, again, lay this up in the coming weeks. So all I wanna do is just kind of watch this first. You can be in balls of your feet now, okay? But I wanna be in this position. The reason I want you to be here is because I wanna load the knees up, and think about the feet we just warmed up earlier on, okay? Your legs don't need to be close together for this. What I want to kind of go into here, guys, is you're going to simply, hopefully if you've got hard floor, you've got a towel if you don't bash your knees, but you're gonna slowly just kiss the knee. And look, hands on the ground. You're gonna come back, wear those high heels first, so posture up. You're gonna slowly fall back, again, slow, control, kiss, and drive it up. Can you guys just show me nice and simple 5 reps of this? Okay, just control. So again, you don't wanna be dumping into it, okay? Nice, and use your hands to come back up. Okay, so no momentum, and slow yourself down. So if you count 1, 2, 3, and then boom, hands on the ground. Come up, get yourself set first. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Keep it going. Nice. And you may find you're stronger on one side than the other side, okay? And just start to kind of bring awareness to this kind of detail. All right. After you've done 5, this is what I want you to do. Okay, still in the same position, you're going to have your hands in the ground, and I'll just kind of face you guys to start off with. Notice the placement of my hands. So I don't want to see anybody's hands like this, okay, because you're going to end up hurting your shoulders. So be mindful. Remember, hands are nice and wide, but fingers are slightly turned out a little bit. Now from here, the legs can be a little bit wide, and all I want you to do, guys, I'll show you this from the front and then on the side at the same time. I want you to just slowly drop your left knee towards, okay, your right feet, pivot back, boom, then the other side. See how my shoulders are staying forward at all times? So again, from the side, what that would look like is I'm going to just kind of come forward. I'm going to drop my knees, so my hips twisting. But notice how my arms are straight. I'm pushing myself up. Okay, so I'm not kind of collapsing in. So if you guys got it, okay, let's come into our hands, nice and strong. Feet a little bit wide. Okay, so my heels or my butt is still back towards my heels a little bit. So I'm not like a crawling position kind of thing. Now from here, we're going to start with the right knee coming to the left ankle. Ready? Let's go. Okay, boom. 1, drive it back to the start. 2, drive it back to the start. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the start position, which is up here. Cool. So from here, we've understood how to rotate the hip a little bit. So this is the work that we're going to do. You're just going to watch this first, okay? So hands again come down. I want you to now look at this. The right leg comes through. We're going to try sit on the ground, but look, my arms are straight. I'm pushing the ground away. From here, I'm going to, boom, push into my feet, my bent knee side, and my straight arms to drive back to this position. And I want to come back to the start. So I'll show you 2 reps first so you guys get the idea. Hands on the ground. I'm going to shoot through. My arms are strong. Notice my hips and the hands are close together. So when you come forward, if you do this and this is where you don't have the balance, okay? So this is why it's really important to understand where in the ground you're going through. Boom, push, come back to the start. Shoot through, back to the start, all right? And I want to see 5 reps per side. I'll do the first 2 slow with you guys, and I'll let you guys go. Cool? All right, here we go. Hands on. Let's get that right leg through first. Boom, shoot. Back to the start. Nice and tall. Okay, this is your home right here. And hands on. Left leg shoots through. Pause. Back to the start. Boom. All right, show me 4 more on each side. Let's go. Boom, nice. And make sure your arms are okay, locked out and they're straight. Beautiful. Okay, and if it feels good, guys, the best way to kind of see if you're doing this right is try to keep that hip off the ground now, okay? So now you will know where the hand needs to be. If it's too far, it will become really hard to keep the hips off, okay? Keep it going, boom, there it is. Ah. Nice. All right, once you've done, just kind of take a knee and sit back onto your heels. So I know you guys are done. That way you can just have a little rest. Cool. Just give me this if that was okay. Beautiful. So this next layer, all we're going to do here, guys, is very, very similar with the shoot through. Think back to the tabletop that we did, okay? We don't need to come with the hips right the way up, but it's the same, similar sort of kind of drill. So all we're going to do is, okay, this is our home. Hands come through. Rather than straight legs, now we're going to pivot through. Boom, we're going to land and catch yourself in this position. Notice I'm not bringing my hips up too high, but I'm pushing the ground away. Now here's the drill, okay? Make sure it's the opposite leg and opposite hand. We're going to come through, boom, back up. Okay, so I'm just going to give you like literally like 5 reps per side to play with this. So again, one more time, what's going to happen is you're going to come through. You're going to find the ground behind you. Notice my hands are still back. And then you're going to stay strong. push back, back to the start. Let's just play with this, okay? On your own, let's go. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's good. Okay. So remember, you keep your knees bent, guys. Okay. Don't straighten your legs. Keep that base nice and strong. Once you're done, take that knee again. So I know you guys are done. Nice. Yes. Let me just kind of get this going. Cool. All right. So from here, that's one. The other major one that I want to kind of work on, okay, it's going to be looking at the ankle joint, the knee joint, and the hip joint. These are called like just basic dragon sit squats, okay? So we're going to be turning them into more dynamic stuff. But the idea here is, you know, think about your normal technique work, which is very linear sort of thing, right? So it's like, think about your squats. People talk about your knees need to be here, there, that sort of thing. This is the idea here is this work needs to marry where you currently are. So it doesn't mean it needs to look like mine or someone else's in this groups, okay? You need to listen to your body. So we're gonna, again, layer this guy up. For this, you'll need to be on your feet. But before we do that, just kind of watch me first. So we're gonna have that nice big stance, okay? So if I say to you, cool, I'm gonna use my strong leg is gonna be my left leg. So that means I'm gonna bring my right leg around and look at this. Again, that ball of the feet area, okay? So not the tippy toes, not the laces, balls of your feet. And the key thing here is this knee, okay? My left knee is gonna come and wrap around and it needs to come through. Now from here, I'm going to look to sit my butt back down towards this heel, but notice this leg here, okay? This strong and stable. Now some of us, it may be like through here. What I don't wanna see is this. This is not gonna help anybody, right? So one more time, I'll do the other side. So I'm going to wrap my left leg around, okay? Balls of my feet, I'm gonna shoot my knees through. Now I wanna look to kind of slowly sit down. Now in this position, I'm gonna get you to just rock side to side a little bit maybe, okay? We're gonna look to sit down for 30 seconds per side, okay? So we'll do this all together. So if you stand up nice and tall, okay? We're gonna make that left leg strong, okay? So that means my right leg, just show me your right leg, okay? Good, okay? From here, that right leg comes around. I'm going to find the ground. Now, it needs to be big step, guys, okay? Bigger the better, okay? So knees come through. I'm gonna look to slowly sit down. Now, make sure the weight is evenly distributed here. Now, posture up as much as possible, okay? We're gonna just go side to side a little bit. And yes, there is that balance element here, okay? But posture's up. You may feel this through the butt quite a lot. Obviously, the ankles, okay? The knees, the hips are kind of working quite a lot. We're just gonna rock side to side here, just load the tissues up. It is not comfortable, okay, but it will get better over time, okay? Just nice and simple. 5 more seconds. And now look at this, you're gonna push into both feet to stand up and boom, ravel. Okay, here we go to the other side. So show me your left leg this time, okay? Wrap it around, okay, boom, balls of your feet. Now, okay, drive that knee through. You're gonna slowly sit back. Notice, okay, it's balls of your feet. So my heels are nice and high on this side. I'm looking to posture up rather than falling forward. Okay, nice, Scotty, that's better. Oh yeah. Okay, now just kind of just go forwards and backwards between the two, you know. And the higher you are, the more burn you're gonna feel on your quads, okay? Obviously, the lower you are, you're gonna feel this more through the glutes a little bit, but really it's about loading the ankles, knees, and hips. Just nice and simple. Whoa, yeah, come on, Danny, you got it. It's not fair, Danny taught a class this morning, and she was dancing this morning. All right, push into both legs, drive it up, boom. Okay, just take a knee. So those are just the kind of moving parts, essentially. Those are the kind of key things I want to kind of just build on. Now, as I said at the start of the session, these are what we call like the not so glamorous kind of thing. You know, they're painful, they hurt. And the reason for that is because we don't explore or load these areas up consciously or proactively, right? However, this is where most people get hurt, you know, twisting the knee, thinking about the ankles, knees, you know, even the hands. So week on week, we're going to just lay this up. So what I want to do is just to kind of give you a little insight into just what the work that we've done today and putting it together. So hopefully you can actually go and practice that maybe, you know, throughout the week as well. It's going to be this. We're going to go into this crawling motion here. From there, what I want you to do is you're going to come through, okay, back, you're going to come up. Now from here, I want you to slowly kiss the knee and back, okay? So one more time. We're going to be in this crawling motion. We're going to kind of push through into this. We're going to under switch, then we're going to come up. The knees are going to slowly kiss the ground and back it up. Cool? So let's all start in this crawling motion. Knees are off the ground. So the weight is evenly distributed. Okay? Everybody meet me here. Good. All right, so my right leg is going to under switch. My right leg is going to come through my shoulders. Boom, turn, hold. I'm going to come back to that start position. I'm going to, boom, push myself back to this nice and high heel position. Slowly come kiss the knee on the ground and back it up. Whee. Hands on the ground again. This time the opposite. My left leg is going to go under. Boom. Hold in this position. I'm going to under switch back. Push myself back. I'm going to slowly kiss the knee on the ground. And boom, back it up. Okay, one more time on each side. Okay, hands on the ground. I'm going to under switch. Boom. Come back. Drive back. We're going to slowly kiss the knee. And boom, back it up. Back again. Under switch. Come through. Push back. Balance. Slowly looking to kiss the ground. Back it up. All right, and down. All right, everybody still alive? We're like, fuck, I thought we were getting bent here. Yeah, it's different sort of get bent. All right, so from here, all I want you to kind of do is think about the work that we did with the dragon squat. What I want you to practice straight away today is, I'm just gonna face away from you guys. What's gonna happen here, guys, is nice and wide stance. We're gonna turn. We're gonna turn around, and now we're gonna kind of be in that dragon sit position that we practiced earlier on. From here, we're gonna come up nice and smooth. Now, the idea here is I'm gonna face you just so you can see me. It's really important. What we're looking for here is not like twisting like this, right? So think about your weight distribution in your feet. Again, the closer the legs, the less balanced you're gonna be essentially to start off with on two legs, because as you start to turn, you're not gonna have any space. So again, this will look different to different people. If you have really tight hips, poor mobility, you need to go a little bit wider, okay? So let's start with the feet about shoulder, or double the shoulder width apart. We'll start with the left leg, the left toe turning in, then turn the right, start to rotate, make sure the back knee comes through, okay? Nice, sit into it, and then now drive up and unwind yourself. Beautiful. So we'll go into right leg turning to the left, left turns, bring that back knee through, you're gonna pause and back up. So without falling forward, here we go. Okay, left turns in, then right turns. Ball to your feet, learn to pivot, weight distribution, pause, then back up. Turn in, boom. Posture, spine, drive up. Okay, have your hands on the hips for me, guys. Okay, so as you turn, now imagine the hips that are gonna be turning with you at all times. They're not gonna pause, keep the spine nice and tall. Drive up. Last two. Boom, boom. Drive up. Last one. Turn, turn. And drive up. Okay. And sitting down. Cool. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of pause there, just have a quick breather, okay? So we're gonna do one more time of each, okay? Just gonna show you that again. But at this point, is everybody still alive? Yeah, good. Is anybody like, you know, Just give me a thumbs up if you're like, yeah, that's uncomfortable, but it's bearable and I understand I'm doing. Good. Okay, sounds like, nah, fuck this, I don't like it. Okay, cool. So we're going to go back into, okay, the crawling position. Okay, we're going to do the under switches nice and simple. From there, we're going to go to the twisting dragons one more time. Okay, and that's going to be the wrap of it today. Okay, and then we're going to build on that week on week. So this is going to be a little bit more fast-paced work, but fast doesn't mean shit work, right? So remember, this is not to set a PB. I'm not, you know, kind of tracking the time. I'm not tracking the repetitions here. I just want you to be mindful of how you're doing these things. And again, the details are really important, okay? The quicker you go, the quicker you try, you know, bypass any of those awkward, you know, shitty positions, you're never gonna get better at them, okay? So be really mindful, okay? So remember, just one more time, you're gonna be in this position, you're gonna shoot through, hold it for 1,000, come back, push up. The mindful is this bit, slow, controlled, and back up. As I get tired, what's going to happen is I'm going to be good, I'm going to be good, I'm going to drop, and then I'm going to create this momentum to come back through. I'd rather have, boom, the hands and slow position up. So again, I don't care if you have to use the ground as your best friend, okay? Let's go, okay? So I want to see just 4 reps per side, boom, crawling position, right under the left. Let's go, boom, okay? Pause, back under, push back. Knees touch the ground, slow, smooth, and drive it up. From here, hands in front crawling, left on the switches, boom, come back through, back to the start, knees slowly kiss the ground, and drive back up. Crawling position, right switches under, pause, right switches under again, boom, come back, and slow, controlled, and bang. Once we're ready, crawling position. Left switch is under, strong position, left switch is under again. Come back, where there's high heels, slowly kiss the knee on the ground, and back it up. Let's go, one more time on each side. Nice. Good. Nice. Yeah. Good. Nice, Mel. That's good. Beautiful. Solid. All right. Once we're done, guys, standing up, okay, what I want you to do this time is, you know what we're doing. I want you to not face the camera. I want you to face away from the camera. That way, when we turn, you actually look at the camera, okay? Everybody with me? So let's turn around, face away from the camera. Feet are nice and wide. We'll start with our right turning in, then the left turns, okay? Rotate around, boom, we should be facing the camera. I want the chest proud, nice and pause. Pause it there, and drive up and rotate. Good, here we go. Left turns, then right turns. Rotate around, keep driving that knee through, pause, and back up, rotate. All right, let's go. I want to see 3 more per side. I want to pause for 2 seconds, 1,000, 2,000, drive it up, bang, let's go, keep it going. Na, 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 na.